Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It's the Firm Report brought to you by Exalt's Marketing Agency. I'm Pat Hilton with Zach Hoffman. Zach, how are you?
Doing excellent, Pat. How about yourself? Happy Monday.
A beautiful day to be alive here in America. We got a lot of stuff to review today. Got our show notes, and we got a lot to cover.
For sure. How's everything over by you?
Everything's good, man. Just living the dream and staying on the mission, and everybody out there knows our mission. Your voice matters. Your voice is important, and we want to show you how you can use your voice to build the business of your dreams and attract the attention of the customers and the clients that you want to attract. So that's why we come on here and give you law firm marketing tips. So Zach Hoffman, being the expert that you are, why don't you take it away and do a little rundown for the people out there?
Yeah, so what we got today, we got our settlement win spotlight, so Instagram's legal leaderboard. Then we're going to have intentional positioning for law firms and how you can communicate a bit more effectively and just refine your communication as always. Then we're going to go into our digital creator spotlight, take a look at Morgan & Morgan. Then community spotlight, looking at people sponsoring pet adoption events, different firms out there. And then CE for lawyers. Lessons from Earl Nightingale, and basically, giving a little bit of details as to what's in store over there.
I absolutely love it. And there's so much people can be doing. We've covered so much of it on the show, but we continue to see people innovate. And obviously, Morgan & Morgan, one of the top dogs, if not the top dog. So, Zach, break it down.
Yeah, so to jump in, we got our settlement wins spotlight, Instagram's legal leaderboard, some of the featured wins. We have Dordick Law Group with a $115 million lawsuit settlement. Alexandra Zarini was recently rewarded $115 million in a lawsuit against her former stepfather for decades of sexual abuse. Horrible situation, but essentially a blockbuster settlement. The Law firm, Richard Lara, with a $4 million wrongful death settlement, was reportedly secured for an elderly LA resident and was the highest payment ever made by LA County Adult Protective Services. Then we have Jacoby and Myers with a $2.25 million auto settlement. And the client was essentially traveling on the freeway when traffic came to a standstill, and after safely reducing the speed, was rear-ended by another driver. Then we have Saltz, Mongolusi, Bendaleski, $1.25 million settlement for a fractured knee property liability settlement. A woman fractured her leg after slipping in a grocery store. And then we have Apex Law Firm with a $1.25 million settlement. A rear end accident. Client was rear-ended, which resulted in neck injuries. So, going out there, posting these settlements, a little bit of detail about what is happening around those settlements, all critical to really, communicate to your consumers and get them to, opt in or call your firm to see if they'll take your case.
Yeah, and again, the only way they're going to opt in or take your case is if they know who you are. So, folks, you got to be putting yourself out there, make yourself available, and stay on topic. Pick a lane and stay on topic. That's a Gary Vee-ism that we really try to live by here. Is don't get caught up in all the noise in the world. Stay on topic and speak to your target audience.
For sure, which takes us forward here to intentional positioning for your law firm. So when you're out there, communicating about just the firm in general and your messaging, look, Morgan & Morgan's very precise that they're for the people. Top Dog Law didn't accidentally, define themselves as who they are. Definitely built up a lot of followers and really picked a lane to be the source for injury or just cases in general. So we find it's really critical to pick a lane and stick by it. Are you the aggressive trial lawyer? Are you an approachable advocate? Are you the modern business counsel? You need to pick your feed and your feel and make sure that you really craft a story that resembles what you want to relay to the end consumer. We know a lot of firms out there want all different types of cases, but it's really critical to make sure that you position for the cases that you want, whether it be motor vehicle accidents, car accidents, work injuries, that essentially might happen when people are on a specific premise. There's all types of different lawsuits or, just legal arguments that you could be fielding. But essentially pick your lane and really make sure that you're consistent with that message and that you're really pushing it forward.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing is to figure out exactly what your message is, get clear on it, and then figure out exactly how you're going to connect that to the right audience. I mean, consistency wins out there, folks.
For sure. Yeah, and we find that the firms that we work with, when they get really intentional about their positioning, that's when their conversion rates go up, and then their conversion rates from leads into clients really starts to accelerate.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, you got to build the trust first. You got to. Here's something that people overlook is that, especially if you're running advertisements, when people go and they see your ad, they're going to click over to your page first. And what are they going to see when they go to your page? If you've got organic content that backs up what you said on your advertisement, they're going to trust you. But if they go there and they don't see anything, they're going to be like, I don't know. Is this a real business? Are they even open? So stay consistent with your content, folks.
Yeah, definitely stay consistent with the content, stay consistent with the messaging, the overall messaging. If you want injury cases, focus your message on injury cases. If you want workplace injury cases, focus on workplace injury. If you want, any type of specific case, really just focus your messaging and your communication on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just got to find what works for you and find that common ground with your audience. Zach, what else we got on the hopper today?
So as we move forward with our digital creator spotlight, we got Morgan & Morgan. Essentially, they have a lot of various profiles out there, but we're going to cover the main ones, looking at the For the People Morgan & Morgan profiles. You have 59,000 Instagram followers, 99,400 TikTok followers, 9,970 YouTube subscribers, and then over 118,000 Facebook followers. So Morgan & Morgan, essentially John Morgan, he's based in Orlando, started the firm back in 1988, and now it is the largest personal injury law firm in America with offices nationwide. Their famous slogan is For the People, and they're known for their traditional campaigns and what they have going on out there, but also a trailblazer when it comes to digital and social media marketing. They cover all the various platforms, and they're also intertwining their core messaging into the platforms. When you go onto TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X, there's no confusion that you're still at the same firm and that you're at the same messaging throughout. They have a blend of memes as well as trending audio, funny skits, and offbeat content that doesn't necessarily feel like it's law firm marketing, but then they also pepper in specific settlements as well as what to do after a case. So they do have their law firm marketing baked within the other content that hooks in users.
Yeah, and that's just, that's a pretty in-depth stack that they use. I mean, they go for substance over sizzle too. People know the story of this company because they've been around for a while, but they continue to find ways to refresh their public persona. And that's difficult to do. They're not just a bunch of old guys on camera. They're very new school with some of the marketing. And you and I have even shared some of their reels, and some of them are just hysterical.
Oh, they're awesome. And John Morgan himself appears often, making him a recognizable brand personality. And they post consistently. They could be posting multiple times a day or even just multiple times per week across various platforms. Some of the key takeaways you can have is that, attention is the asset. So show up where people are spending time scrolling. The personality is going to beat the polish. So the audiences connect more with the humor, the relatability, and, a little bit going beyond just pure professionalism. And then riding the trends. They use memes as well as trending sounds to keep the content timely and shareable. And their consistency is compounding.
Yeah, it's amazing because we're starting to see, and we've pointed it out on the show, that even young influencers, the Hard Knock channels, some of these young podcasters and whatnot, they want to get a piece of that marketing expertise from Morgan & Morgan. And so they've become more than just a law firm. They've become a marketing giant. And people respect that because their ability to get eyeballs is uncanny.
Yeah, they're definitely out there. They're definitely... Like you said, they're getting the eyeballs and they're getting the consistency, and they're definitely really taking it home with their messaging.
Dude, totally. 100%. 100%. What else we got on here, Zach?
So to move forward for our community spotlight, we have law firms sponsoring pet adoption events. So we saw Ricci Law Firm as well as 855 Mike Wins boosting their brand trust essentially by sponsoring and even creating pet adoption events. When we're looking at the big picture, Ricci Law Firm created Ricci Rescues in the Park, their own signature adoption day that makes them synonymous with giving pets a second chance. Then you had 855 Mike Wins teamed up with the Michigan Humane Society to host Meet Your Best Friend, connecting hundreds of families with pets in needs of a home. And essentially, when you're looking at pets and people, there's no better connection there. People love their dogs, cats, pets in general. So, connecting with local pet adoption or just a local rescue will really bring, I say, some loyalty and community connection for your firm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody loves animals because animals love you no matter what.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to be said for it. So
there is.
Looking at creating signature events, leveraging partnerships, and tying it to a cause that matters, tying it to a cause that, really brings home for individuals. And pets are near and dear to so many out there.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's another reason why people love pets. And we covered Gary Vee last week, and he was saying that people are just going to want someone to walk with them and their pet one day. That people might even pay for that human connection, which is amazing. Dogs, cats, animals, they give you that connection that you need when nobody's around, and it means a lot to people. You see family pets when they pass away. It's a tragic moment for people. And so I love it. The things that bring people happiness in this world. Life is short, so you might as well enjoy it.
Exactly. So moving forward here, we have CE for lawyers. So we're looking at Earl Nightingale and The Strangest Secret. So you can basically broadcast this on your podcast tool or your YouTube. It's there. It's available. It's only a half hour. It's a short It's a short listen, but it has a lot of lessons tied into it. Essentially, we become what we think about. Also, the importance of mindset, goals, and habits are going to, essentially shape your outcome, and making those things practice and consistent. That success isn't just luck. It's built daily through clarity, consistency, and service. And the key takeaways are that your mindset is going to equal your practice growth. So if you're thinking bigger, essentially you're going to get there. And if you start to, really lay out your goals and your perspective, that these benchmarks and these milestones, Earl Nightingale really takes you through like a step-by-step procedure as to how to really set your goals, set your targets, and work to accomplish them. So you want to be setting clear goals. You want to write down specific business and marketing goals, and you want to have a positive attitude, because when you have a positive attitude out there, people are going to end up hiring you. They're going to hire lawyers that they trust. They're going to feel the confidence, the service, and the positivity is really going to shine through. The consistency matters. So make sure you have daily habits when it comes to your outreach, your social media consistency, and just servicing your clients over time. And serve before you sell. Provide value first, whether it's through education, resources, or community events. And that goodwill is going to drive business later. Success is progressive. It's not just about overnight wins. It's about steady progress toward a worthy ideal. And, where you can find more, essentially, once again, go check out The Strangest Secret. And there is I would say, an abundance of content by Earl Nightingale, because he is one of the greatest motivators of all time and definitely has a lot of published content out there.
Yeah, he's a name that will go down as a legendary force. You can't argue with that. And also, when it comes down to what people are consuming, look at what Zach just mentioned. How do you tie in legendary, broadcasters or journalists or influencers or messaging into what you do every single day? Because if it's already worked for someone else, probably going to have a good shot at working for you as well.
Yeah, definitely. Go out there, make an impact, have a focus on what you want to accomplish, and let your goals drive you forward.
Yeah, it's awesome. What else we got, Zach?
That kind of sums it up for the day, as to, some different areas that we want to cover.
Well, I always ask you this on every show, and that's if somebody is watching us for the first time or they're watching you for the first time, what is something that they can go out and do, whether they're a law firm or they're a marketing agency, maybe they're a landscaping company. What can somebody do today that can get them in front of potential prospects by the end of the week?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, we do default to, posting on social media, but definitely, making sure that your content and your website speaks to who you are today and what you want to be relaying to people. And also, like, test it on your phone. Make sure it's easy to actually call yourself or, find yourself online. And if it's not, take some steps to go out there and verify your listings, or essentially put out a press release or some content about who you are, and people will start to be able to find you.
Yeah, I love it. Get confident, folks. Get on camera. Make yourself available. And obviously, add Zach Hoffman as a friend right here on Facebook. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Shoot a DM if you need help with your marketing, and we'd love to help you. Zach, thank you, sir. Have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, Pat. You too.
And we will see you all on the next one. Thank you so much.